Unit 1. Effects of solar radiation. In this unit, we will focus on the effects of two types of solar radiation, ultraviolet and infrared radiation. Ultraviolet radiation is invisible, but you can see its effects on the skin. Infrared radiation is also invisible, but you can feel it as warmth or heat. You know what it feels like to be too hot. It can be very uncomfortable, even stressful. Working outdoors, you can be exposed to heat stress generated by exertion, like hard physical labor, and from climate and heat-generating conditions, like moderate to high air temperature, high humidity, and direct sun exposure. Heat stress can be aggravated by heavy, non-breathable clothing, or insufficient water, rest periods, and cooling conditions. There are about 120,000 work injuries due to high heat each year in the United States, and that number is expected to increase to almost 450,000 by the year 2050. The main types of heat illnesses and injuries are heat rash, heat syncope, exercise-induced muscle cramps, heat exhaustion, and exertional heat stroke. Next, we will further explain each of these types of heat illness. The body sweats to cool itself down. Sweat that doesn't evaporate can irritate your skin and result in a heat rash. Symptoms to watch out for can include clusters of red bumps, often on areas of sweating like the neck, upper chest, or in the folds of skin. While working in the heat, the body increases blood flow to the skin and muscles to help with cooling. This can lead to less blood flow to the brain. Sometimes, following physical exertion in the heat, the blood will pool in the limbs, limiting the amount of blood going to the heart. This can cause heat syncope or passing out. Signs and symptoms include fainting, dizziness, weakness, decreased or weak pulse, tunnel vision, pale or sweaty skin, and loss of consciousness. Exercise-induced muscle cramps are muscle spasms, often in your legs, that are forceful and painful. They can be caused by your body's muscular fatigue and, in some cases, loss of salts and fluids during sweating. Prevention and treatment of exercise-induced muscle cramps include stretching the muscle, rest, and adequate fluid and electrolyte replacement. Heat exhaustion is caused by having an elevated core temperature, typically between 102 to 105 degrees Fahrenheit. This can be due to many factors such as loss of water from sweating, high physical workloads, and extreme heat. Symptoms you'll want to watch out for can include fatigue, nausea, fainting, weakness, vomiting, dizziness, paleness, chills, diarrhea, irritability, headache, and decreased muscle coordination. The most serious form of heat illness is exertional heat stroke. It can seem like a real stroke or a heart attack, but it's your body's inability to cool down its core temperature when it reaches over 105 degrees. The symptoms of heat stroke can occur suddenly, without warning, and progress quickly. Symptoms you'll want to watch out for include confusion, altered consciousness, bizarre behavior, staggering, irritative or combative behavior, fainting, and seizures. Without quick and effective treatment with aggressive, whole-body cooling within 30 minutes of collapse, exertional heat stroke can be fatal. UV is another form of energy from the sun that can cause injury. You've experienced the effects of UV if your skin has ever tanned or become sunburned, or if your eyes have experienced the sharp glare of the sun. UV can make some skin conditions worsen and some medications less effective. It can cause eye damage like macular degeneration, cataracts, and blindness. And UV causes 9 out of every 10 skin cancers. Skin cancer is the most serious consequence of overexposure to the sun's UV. UV has been identified as a human carcinogen, a Class 1 cancer-causing agent. It's in the same category as other exposures to reduce at work, like asbestos, silica, and radon. There are more than 5 million cases of skin cancer every year in the U.S. Men get skin cancer twice as often as women, perhaps because more men work outdoors and because they are less likely to protect themselves. UV can damage your skin in 2 recognizable ways. The first is sunburning. The second is tanning, which is actually the skin trying to protect itself from UV with a force field of melanin, Melanin is the pigment that gives skin its color. A tan is not a good way to protect your skin from the sun. It is a visible sign of sun damage. Sun damage to your skin adds up over time. DNA damage from sunburning and years of general unprotected exposure to the sun's UV radiation can lead to skin cancer. There are two main types of skin cancers: keratinocyte cancers and malignant melanomas. Keratinocyte cancers are serious, but usually not life-threatening. They most often appear on parts of the body that are exposed to the sun, like the face, arms, neck, hands, and ears. Basal and squamous cell skin cancers are common types of keratinocyte cancers. Basal cell cancers can look like pearly white or red bumps. They can look like sores that heal and come back again and again. Squamous cell skin cancers often look like crusty or scaly patches of skin. When caught early, these types of cancers can usually be removed by a dermatologist in an in-office visit. But these procedures can be painful, expensive, leave scars, and take you away from work. Malignant melanomas are a different story. They are not as common as other skin cancers, but they are much more serious and can even be deadly. That's because, if left untreated, melanoma can grow down into the layers of your skin and spread to other places in your body, like your lungs, liver, and brain. Melanoma starts in the cells that make melanin, the pigment that gives your skin color. Melanomas usually appear brown or black because their cells are overproducing melanin. They often look like moles that look different than any other, have grown and changed oddly in color or shape. Melanomas most often occur on the chest or back of fair-skinned men and on the legs of fair-skinned women. However, melanoma can show up anywhere on anyone, even on parts of your body not usually exposed to the sun. The good news is that melanoma can be cured when it's detected and treated early. The energy from the sun can both help you and hurt you. You should now be more aware that infrared radiation and the heat from the sun can cause heat-related injuries and illnesses. Ultraviolet radiation can cause eye damage and skin cancer. Exertional heat stroke and melanoma can be life-threatening. Learning to protect yourself from the sun's harmful rays can help keep you safe, healthy, and productive at work.